Let me do some pre-stream maintenance here and we'll get going. I am super hyped about the stuff that I'm going to be working on today. So, update the title, stream title here, live coding. It's your tRPC v9 to v10 migration. We're going to be updating Dice of Gods to use tRPC v10, which just came out. And if you don't know about it, you're about to find out. Let's see here. Camera. This way? Which way am I going here? All right. Let's see here. To use, or yeah, from tRPC. Sorry. v9 to v10. And after that, I'm going to work on some token gating stuff. Some token gating. Sorry, I'm gonna make token gating website content easier today. At least if you're gonna use AlturaNFTs, but we'll get to that. So let's see here, and I'm gonna drop a tweet. Twitter going live streaming tRPC v9 to v10 migration. All right. Live stream. Tech, Twitter, and developer. All right. Should probably drop a link. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. Like, I'm live streaming. Find me if you can. That's probably not super useful for most people. Let's see here, live streaming, yeah, Twitter, sorry, not Twitter, twitch.tv/ it's just /CuriouslyCorey, I think. You can tell I'm pro streamer. I know my URL. Yes, that works. In fact, I should load it up real quick and just double check my volume. It's okay. I could be a little bit louder, couldn't I? I don't know why it does that. There's something in my system. I wonder if it's sorry, I gotta pause myself. I wonder if it's like a noise canceling thing that's being overbearing. Like maybe Microsoft's trying to do like automatic noise canceling, and I'll have to look into that. I don't know. Actually, let's look at that real fast. Let's just see if I go in here and I look at my microphone. Yep, it's currently in use. It's default 2 channels. I don't know if 2 channels is actually right. I'll jack up the input volume. Hold on, I'm gonna test real quick. Oh, that helped. That helped a lot. Shoot. All right, I'll have to keep an eye at that. Sorry. That, I wonder, yeah. I'm gonna have to double check. I wonder if Microsoft is managing that somehow. All right, so let's get going. Before I jump into the migration, I want to say that I've been working a lot on my website, and I'm super stoked that the front page is finally starting to come together. Every time I try and work on my website professionally, I end up with a project that takes up all of my time. And so like I think I've had like a website that I was more or less happy with like once in my development career, and I've been doing this for like 20 years now. So anyhow, also like this is the accumulation of 20 years worth of like the design knowledge that I've gleaned. Yeah, I'm a pro designer. Honestly, I probably should have shopped this out to like Fiverr or something, but I want to learn this. Like I want to get good at this part of web development, because design in particular, and like I'm a UX geek. Like I love good UX. Like really good UX is not giving anybody any text instructions and they still know how to use your application. Like there's an invisible guiding hand bringing them to the right place. And some of it's like pattern recognition, right? Like we know that like this logo, if I click on it, should probably bring me back to the home page, and it does. And you know, we know to look at the top or even like the bottom for like some links, right? But there's a lot more to it too. Like I almost want to work for like a big company who has the time to geek out on those details, because a lot of times, I mean, you know, depending on the size of the team, most teams that I've worked on have not had the luxury of getting that far into the details, and going to work for like a FANG company or Twitch or something, like you actually would have potentially the resources to get deep in, like, you know, to talk about a button for an hour, like or hours or days, and be like, we're going to A/B test this button, right? Should I make it bigger? What does making it bigger do? What does making it smaller do? Let's bring in focus groups and like you know, have people use the app when we can do eye tracking to see where their eye goes throughout the page. Like that stuff to me is like super fascinating, but I've never worked on a project large enough or enlightened enough. I guess there's been some projects that I've worked on that were probably big enough, but we were running so lean and mean that we just didn't feel like we had the luxury to do it anyways. Anyhow, super stoked about this. I'm gonna, you know, continue to work on it. There's things about it, like I get down to about here and I'm like, all right, something's off. So definitely like gonna have project. The next section would either be skills or like tools that I feel really strong with, like, you know, throw React and SQL, whatever, throw a handful of things here, or it will be client projects. Not sure. Working on it. But yeah, very, very happy. And then if you didn't see the stream, we did this on stream a couple days ago. I actually integrated my Discord server into the contact us page. I don't like how it's just sitting here all, I don't know, it looks way out of place. I'll definitely come back around to this. Probably have a button to like open it up or something, and then like another button to go full screen. But it works, and that's cool. Yeah, it makes me happy. So yeah, it's actually coming along. Very, very happy about that. So back to the elephant in the room, the topic of the hour. tRPC v10 has come out. and it significantly it addresses some significant issues that there was before, but it breaks everything. Like, it's completely different. So I don't know, do they have any examples here? No. So here, we'll pop open the migration guide. We'll definitely need that. But they completely changed the router, the way the routers work. And I want this on Dice of Gods. Let's see here. I might need to close some stuff. Close. Don't save. That's risky business, right? This is my website. I am not working on this right now, although this uses tRPC v9 not for anything. Like, I have it in there because Create T3 app does such a good job of integrating it that I knew I would eventually want at least NextAuth for some like client gated stuff, so like to provide clients with a login. So I left it in here so I wouldn't have to try and put it in myself later. Might come to regret that because it'll probably be an update to NextAuth before I get a chance to actually build that stuff out, but we'll see. Anyhow, not what we're doing right now. Let's get Dice of Gods open. So pop it open in code. And make sure we're all committed and up to date. Pull. Where is this at? This way? No, this way. Sorry. Might need to make my like little camera bubble a little bit bigger because like I'm just I can't seem to stay in front of the cam. I also wish I could bring it down, but like I have another monitor here and here, which is where I would put it. So I'm like, I don't know. I'll have to work on it. Don't really like the angle, and yeah, like I said, it's just kind of hard to stay in the middle of it. Okay, sorry. Tangents. We are all up to date, so let's look at the package.json first. Overall, this repository is pretty new. Here's tRPC. Oh, wait. It's not using v10 already, or it's using v10 and somehow this doesn't make sense. This is v10. Okay. Well, this stream might have just changed drastically. Sorry, I think my mic's actually a little bit hot now. Turn the gain a little bit down. And if I get exuberant again, okay, yeah, we're better. Sorry. Apologize to my one amazing viewer for the sound checks. I appreciate your patience. All right, so if I go into my router then, let's just check out the Altura router, right? This, yeah, like this should be completely different. See, we've got an object. Nope, this is the new one. Because we used to dot query. Man, I didn't even... That's actually pretty great. Like, I scaffolded... I put this app together, I don't know what, last week. And got in here and started using tRPC, having only used tRPC 9 before, and not realizing they had upgraded. And I noticed that there was some differences, but they were so minor or so well put together that like I just thought that they'd changed like the the Create T3 app had decided like that this was a better format for the router. I didn't realize that it was actually a completely different one. Well, shoot. We could do this on curiouslyquery.com, but I don't have any routes. Let me see here. Is this one using v9? I'm assuming, because this one's been put together longer. Yeah, okay, so this is using v9. So let's look at a route, the example router. I think I have it still in here. Yeah. So the difference is, yeah, we had create router before, and it was we had create router, and it was a function, but then we dot chained all the queries and mutations onto the function, whereas this router function takes an object which has keyed endpoints. So all these are endpoints. Like if we go back into my app, let's look at here. Where would get item is on the dice manager, I think. No, it's in the character context, or not context. Use character. Anyway, so here's some examples. You know, tRPC.character, tRPC.character. I forget where I had my search my folder. Altura Auth Guard. Auth Guard definitely has it. Here's get items. Yeah. So Altura get items, and the get items just directly corresponds to this right here. It's super awesome. Should we do this then? Let's do this. It should be super easy, hopefully. So because I don't have anything like in production, let's make sure this works. Okay, let's go to, let's say, all right, let me spin this up, the dev server up, yarn next dev. Been meaning to go back to using npm because that's kind of like the preferred pattern for this, or it seems to work faster. But the last time I tried to do like an npx create t3 app, like I was getting errors, and I think it has to do with the node version I was using, but I didn't have time at that moment to look into it, and so I used yarn instead because yarn just worked. So as a pro tip, if you're trying to scaffold create 3 app and you're running into errors, try yarn. Or yeah, and then if that works, you can go back and figure out why your npm isn't working. All right, so index, yeah, let's go ahead and just re-enable the hello query and display that. Right at the top. H1, and this is, I think, hello dot data dot message or greeting. Okay, no, not get. What did I do? Greeting. Thank you. All right, and if we go to localhost, we should see it's going to be pretty small because I'm using Tailwind, which makes everything small. It's here. Yeah, hello from tRPC. Beautiful. All right, so we have tRPC working. How is it that we do our migration? I'm going to try using this tool. Yeah, let's create a branch just in case. So git pull first, just make sure I have everything. Yep, git checkout -b to create a new branch, and we'll say it's a chore update tRPC version. All right, boom, clean branch. And all right, let's try this. So we're gonna go ahead and run npx tRPC-v10-migrate-code mod. Oh, I need to start this. Start. this definitely deserves more stars. Get in here, star it. I might take that back if this totally blows up, but no, I've heard this is just an amazing tool, and I was all excited to use it on Dice of Gods because that is a complicated endpoint. Oh, it looks like it migrated everything without complaining. Let's go check out our changes. Looks like it mostly changed server. What's here? I think it changed more files than these two. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. Get status. No? Huh. So it went through all of these, and the only things that it needed to change was here. And what did we get? So we went from tRPC.useQuery to tRPC.example.hello.useQuery. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So it used to be that our function, our endpoint we were calling was like inside of here, and now it's right in chain. It is another pattern that I noticed was a little bit different, and I really appreciate it. And then let's go into here. That's it, man. Wait. Oh, so I bet that means that it is, they added a function. What was it called? Sorry, that is not what I want. They added something. Let me see if it's there. Interop. I bet you, well, no, because how did this, does this even work? No. Or wait, that's right. Shoot, should I have updated to V10 first? Yarn and tRPC, what is it? Package at, it's here. tRPC, we need the client, and then it's at latest? Is that right? That seems, I hate the extra add in there, but I think that's, yep, I did it. Okay. So then we also need next, and we need React and server. So next, nope. React server. All right. I apologize in advance. I've had a little bit of a cough today. I will attempt not to cough in anybody's ears. Module not found. 10 stack React query. Yeah, I don't have 10 stack installed yet. Is that required silently now? I mean, I love 10 stack. I'm not unhappy about adding it. Yarn add. But I'm surprised that it's not installed if it is a dependency. All right, let's try this again. Oh, let's go back and look real quick. Did it like use 10 stack in? No, it didn't use 10 stack in here. It just changed from React to React-query. So it seems like it's a React tRPC. Oh, I bet you it's this, which look at that. Can't find it. You know what I really should have done? I should have read the migration guide. Huh? That would have helped. Yarn add. So we know we need this. No, I don't want that. I want this. You know what my dad always used to call the instructions? The corrections. Let's go look at the corrections. All right. So where is this here? React-query. I want to see if this is even mentioned here. Yeah, okay. Client package changes and tRPC-client, so it's here. Cool. What about client? So is client included already, or do I need to add that? It's included already. It's just majorly updated. Oh, that's cool to know. I didn't actually. It's your AC is an abort controller. Huh. All right. That is definitely useful. Okay, so now that we have that, can we run this? This is still showing an error. That might be because, oh, not that. Why is that? Okay, so this changed things, but all right, going back to the top. All right, initializing your server. So server tRPC, I think that's where I'm at, right? No, this is utils. Let's go to server. Oh, is it source server tRPC? Source server. I do not have tRPC in here. Do I need to add it? Also, if I look at my example router, yeah, this didn't change anything. Okay, did I use this wrong? Sorry. I really should have read the instructions first, right? So yeah, see, this didn't happen either. So I'm in the right directory. And it said it did all these things. It did update a couple of things. I'm a little tempted to abandon this branch and start over. Or just abandon my changes, I guess, and start over. Let's see here. So let's run the help and see. I guess these are the options though. Basic example, nothing. With configuration. I mean, do I need, what are the defaults? Are these all the defaults? Yeah, the defaults are shown, okay. And tRPC is the right namespace. The router factory is router. Procedure is t.procedure. I don't actually know what that last one is. Either way, what directory am I supposed to run this out of a different directory? No, because I'm supposed to run it, it looks like from the base of the project. I'm gonna abandon literally everything here. Let's see here, discard all changes. Yep. We'll go back into index, bring this back to life, right? And this. What's that complaining about now? Because it's here, and this is back to normal, which is already complaining about something apparently. Up router. Okay. And I'm just gonna run this again. So that should have reverted all my changes in the package too. So we're back to 9. All right. So running out of my base directory here. It says it created these migrations. But it doesn't look like it actually did anything. I guess like package, the next env, next config, tailwind config. It's interesting. It didn't hit packages. Why wouldn't it hit packages? Let's just check real quick the issues. This is super interesting. No, that's not related. And going back here and looking, it did exactly the same things. Yeah. Which doesn't help. Alright, sorry, going back and looking at this again. Did I have the wrong namespace or something? So tsconfig.json, that's correct, right? Yeah, I mean this is tsconfig.json, yep. The namespace of your I believe that's, I mean, it's tRPC everywhere, right? This is, I think, what they mean by namespace. Namespace of your tRPC create caller. Do I have a create caller? Create, nope, create caller. Nope, that's not what I want. Find, there we go, create caller. That didn't look like I do. Am I supposed to? App router dot, is that supposed to? So if I go, let's go to my router index, create router, app router dot, app router. Where else is app router mentioned? In here. Okay, but that's just mentioned there. It's not changed in there at all. And then in here, it's just types. Okay. So I don't have this. Maybe that's part of the problem. And then the context, tRPC use, I don't have tRPC.use context either. I mean, maybe some of these things are why it's failing to work. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna do this the hard way. My system is, or my files are words. My chain, it still is not what I want to say. My code base is small enough, and I'm not really using this to begin with for this project. So hopefully updating it will be much easier than it would have been otherwise. So let's see here. Router. Just look at this real quick so that maybe this will stop complaining. No. Oh, it's probably because even though my JSON's been updated, the node modules are still the new version. So let's see here. All right. So let's see if we can remember here. We've got the client, add latest, next, React. Oh, I hit enter instead of space. I also need server, and I need the new one. Which was latest React query, tRPC React query. All right, so that should be all my dependencies, or all my all my deps, all my node modules. All right, so oh, React got missed somehow. Add latest. There we go. Okie dokie. So, am I getting an error here? tRPC. That's. Do I not need this anymore? I'm gonna get rid of this and see what happens. All right. Oops. And then I just run yarn again. For why not? Yarn next dev. All right. So this should have errors. Should be an error, like one big error, because it's not gonna work. I did that. Yeah. So that's interesting. So I have to manually install my dependency. I should go tRPC v10 and see tRPC hub issues. Let's see if they mention tan stack. Huh. Is this just me? Or does like everybody just have tan stack installed already? I don't know. I should do, I've never done any tRPC project with just tRPC and not scaffolded by create t3 app, so I've never had to set it up from scratch, thank goodness. I mean, that's why one of the reasons create t3 app is so amazing is that I don't have to worry about that. But it does also mean that I am not as familiar with this stuff, so you know, there's a trade-off. All right, so can't resolve tRPC dash, well, yeah, because it doesn't exist anymore. Let's check out the migration guide. So initializing the server. Do I need to create a new one of these? So what is this one doing? It's creating the context. I think this is normally in, see, we need a create T3 app upgrade guide. Router index. Is this where this is at? The super transformer. Oh, you know what? I can check this compare against a good one. So they have in router, they now have an underscore app. Let's do the same thing over here. So instead of index, we'll go app, and I'm gonna try and do this And then I need to definitely hide that because I need space. So it's just router now. And that comes from back tRPC. I don't know if that's, yeah, it doesn't even exist. Okay. So that is the file that they're talking about, right? Router back tRPC. Is that this? Yep, server tRPC. So that is a new thing. I'm going to go ahead and create one over here. So what is our new file structure? So we have server tRPC, okay, folder tRPC, and I'm going to move my router into there. Yep. Okay, and then in the root here, I need a file called trpc.ts. We're going to add this. Context doesn't exist yet. We'll go ahead and grab this and create it. New file context.ts. All right, so that hopefully will stop complaining, right? Because this exists now. What do you mean it can't find it? It's context. Context. Is it something weird in my TS config? Oh, they moved to ES 2017. I also have React Experimental on. I don't know if I might have turned that on. No, I turned that on, yeah. Because I wanted to play around with the use, just the use hook. Do I update to 2017? Do I dare? This could cause more problems than anything. Let's restart the project, not just the ESLint. Although I guess let's do that, and then restart the TypeScript server. There we go. Okay. All right, does that change anything here? Yes. All right, so that's not complaining anymore. I guess we still need that. Okay, so we got tRPC, we got context. So now if we go into the app, we should be able to get, so your router is supposed to come from tRPC, but that router, it doesn't chain, yep. And the transformer is now in this, yep, transformer super JSON has been moved into this file. Okay, so, and then we're not merging anymore. We are going to say example and put in the example router, and we're going to say auth is the protected example router, and we'll nuke these dealies. All right. And then this still exports the same way. Now these are going to complain because my routers definitely are not right yet. So let's go over to example. I'll just look at mine here. So now we're going to have, see where does router come from? It comes from tRPC. So, oh yeah, it's the same thing. So let's go ahead. Let's just export const example router, and we will comment all this out. Actually no, because I'm gonna end up copy pasting a lot of things from here probably. So this, then it takes an object. And our first one is hello. And that is, yep, a public procedure, which takes a dot chain, and then we've got our input, as this was an object before, so, but we can say dot input, and then copy this part and put that in there, right? Because that's the same. And then we're going to have our dot query instead of dot resolve, which is going to take the input as a parameter, and we're going to dump that into a function, which is this, right? And then we're gonna, let's add our get all too. So then we got comma get all, which is a public procedure. There we go, import that, that's important. We got our dot input, which is now it takes the Zod object. Yes, it just takes the Zod object as a parameter. I should do another video or show like what this is replacing, because honestly, like Theo did a video about this migration, and in there he was showing some code from, I can't remember exactly what repository, but it was basically showing what like manual validation would look like and what this replaces. And I am so much more impressed with Zod now that I know what I'm not doing. This is way better. I used to be like, oh, this is kind of boilerplatey, like why am I doing this? Because it is saving me so much time. And this is z.number. Sorry, fingers are all over the place. And we got our dot query, which is going to, sorry, it's going to take a function as a parameter. We're going to feed it input, and then it's going to, it's here, it looks like this is an async function, and this resolve was returning. Oh my gosh, I didn't sleep nearly enough last night, and I have not had nearly enough caffeine today. All right. Where is context? Where's Prisma? So I think now I'm not getting Prisma from context. I'm actually pulling that directly. Does that exist? Let's see here. DB, is DB client? Yeah, DB client still exists. And it's exported. I don't understand why like this never wants to auto import for me. Sorry, I need to close some things because I got lost. Oh jeez. All right, come on. Close. Here we go. All right, so Prisma should just be like dot Prisma, but no, or dot Prisma. It's this. Yep. Okay. And we got our public procedure. Let's see here. Example router's complaining because it is duplicated. I can get rid of this now. Is it not? Is it? It's implicitly any. What is it supposed to be? Exact const example router. Oh, oops. Equals router. All right. And I don't have my router. There we go. Is this all gonna be? Oop, not restart types. So it's fix auto. There we go. Cool. Our example, in theory, might work now. I'm gonna keep this project open. I'm sure there's more to come. All right. Oh yeah, and we still can't resolve tRPC-react. Didn't I just install that, or no? Let's just, okay, remove tRPC React. Yeah. And then add Yeah, why is it installing the wrong version? Latest. That's still not right. tRPC React. Oh, it's not in here. Remove tRPC React /React. Okay, so this is deprecated. What is complaining about it? Where is it being included? Because that'll probably be one of our next big things. So not going to fail until I try and load it. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, it showed me, so it can't. It is currently so in utils tRPC. Utils tRPC. I don't think this exists anymore. Question is, you know, it's your util or oh, it does still exist, but it's completely different. I'm gonna take this. So this is just straight from the if you wanted this code scaffold a new create T3 app. Oh, hey, sorry, Akash, I am so bad at looking over at my I apologize if you butchered your name, Akash, at my chat. Yeah, welcome, and feel free to ask away. I will answer if I have answers. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I'm just as lost as everyone else. Let's see here. So it's complaining tRPC server doesn't have, so this is here, but it's complaining that that doesn't have get inference helpers. Is that because it's a cached version? Let's restart the TS server. Okay, nope. Yep, that's still not happy. Okay, so is this mentioned in the documentations? Oop. Get inference? No. Huh. All right. What version am I running on this one? Package. We got tRPC server 10.4.3. On this one, we have server 10.0.0. So if I updated to the release candidate, would this stop working? Where would it's your change log? I feel like I need a tRPC change log. 10x, quick start, docs, change, summary of changes, it's 9 to 10. What about, can I search in here for, no, not that, get, what's the thing complaining about? Yeah, this is gonna need to be updated. That's okay, we'll get there in a second. Get inference helpers. This isn't referenced at all. That's weird. So what is that supposed to be doing? It's just the type. So if let's see, router types. Let's look at this. The utils tRPC. Is that referenced to utils tr? No. Let's look for app router. So that is this one. tRPC router. Router app. Here we go. Yes, my auth has not been updated yet. yeah, so I could add interop here, but I'm not going to create new app router. There we go. This is our that's interesting. You can merge v9 with the v10. I mean, I could run interop and wrap the oh yeah. I mean, again, if you have questions, feel free. I will answer what I can and point you in the direction of whatever resources I'm aware of. If I can't, I definitely, I may have answers. I know a little JavaScript. I mean, I work mostly in TypeScript nowadays, but that still requires a large amount of, let's see here. I would say probably Discord, and specifically there's a few servers. Let's see, where's Theo's at? t3.gg. He's got a Discord. Let's see here. Theo. Discord. Yeah, so if you go to t3.gg/links, I'll drop it in here. I would very much join this Discord server. I also, let's see here, what are some other ones? There's a really great, like the NextJS Discord server. They have a help forum that is people use it. It's pretty good. So NextJS Discord. Here we go. Oh, that, yep, took me there. That's not what I meant to do. So they've got great, and that's NextJS is really transitioning to more TypeScript first, but they have a lot of legacy JavaScript developers, so that would be a good resource. Also, what other places do I go? Reactiflux. What was this for? Is it the actual React.js? Is it the React Discord? Yeah, Reactiflux chat. Copy that link too. So those would be communities where I would go. They all have code discussion sections. They've all got places to post questions. And they've got a lot of really sharp people who answer. And of course, I mean, like, Stack Overflow is still, you know, always going to be a good place to post questions, and people will answer. So I don't end up on Stack Overflow very much anymore, but yeah, it's still a huge resource and people use it very consistently. And I mean, I guess, you know, in promoting my own Discord server. Oh wait, whoa, is there a, ooh, I don't like that. There's something going on there. I need to figure out why that's too wide. I don't like that at all. Anyhow, and find my own Discord server here. But I am the only person who's gonna be answering questions in here right now, because that is brand new as of like 2 days ago. So yeah. Anyhow, yeah, and then also Theo on, if you looked at, was it t3.gg links, follow him on Twitch also. When he goes live, he does a lot of answering of questions. AI-based website, yeah, I mean, there's definitely chat.openai.com if you can get in, but it's super heavily used. It's hard to get in right now, so yeah, no guarantees on that. And as far as like Discord that's about AI, I haven't been in the AI community for a minute. I actually really need to get back into it, especially with Stable Diffusion and things like GPT-3 that have just been absolutely changing the whole way that we think about AI and what it's capable of. I think OpenAI has, I can't remember if it's a Slack or a Discord. That would be a fantastic place. They might actually use their GitHub discussions, whereas somebody was talking about this the other day, that there's discussions. It's probably repository specific though, so if I looked at, I don't know if is chat even a thing in here? No. So I don't know where that would be. So what else do they have? We've got Twitter, YouTube. I mean, YouTube comments, hit or miss, of course. Yeah, it's crazy. I thought that they had their Slack might be private or something. I'm pretty sure that I was in there at some point. Sorry, I'm gonna pull this off screen. I don't know what's gonna load up. Yeah, if I did have it, I don't have it now, so no help on that front. Is there an OpenAI Slack? There is an OpenAI.Slack. I don't know if it's related to the same community, but that could definitely be somewhere to check. Yeah, those would be the places that I would look. And then I find a lot of these communities, like I've come in all of the communities that I am a part of. I found pretty much all of them through either other YouTubers or through Twitter. The Twitter tech community is fantastic. Been a little quiet. There are a lot of resources for newer developers though. I definitely appreciate that it exists. All right, so if I come back, where did I get lost at? We were trying to figure out the get inference helpers. So they don't have a utils. So where is the thing that they're doing? Create tRPC next. That might be a separate thing. Okay, let's see. Let's look at this. So let's look at the actual. So that's not really what we care about here though, right? Should I just get rid of the inference helpers? Sorry, going back to the migration docs. Router types is not referenced whatsoever. I'm gonna nuke this. It doesn't seem like it exists anymore. I want to update the protected, so let's see if I can do this from memory now. Export const protected example router is now a router, which takes, so this will be get session, yep, as a public procedure. It does not have an input, it jumps straight to the query, which does not have any input. Oh, it does have context though. Does context still get passed in the same way? I don't know. I can't remember. Does this, do I have a protected example in this one? If I did, I deleted it. Oh, that's right. I didn't include, let's just spin up a real quick empty app. I think I actually did yesterday. Test. I don't know if this has it or not. So I did not install almost anything with this one, right? Yeah, okay, this is not even a create. Yeah, it's probably create T3 app with nothing. Anyways, all right, could have had a new one by now. Also, what version is here? NVM, what is it, current? NVM ls will show me. There we go. Okay, so I'm on 16.15.1. Create T3. I should have this memorized by now. Create T3 app is create.t3.gg. What version node 18, where was that at? Okay, so they're saying node 18 works, so I'm just gonna try that. So nvm, I can't remember what's install latest. Nvm install latest, I think that. Yeah. NVM install 18 LTS. All right, let's MLS remote. This should ship. Ooh, that's a little bit of a list. All right, so I want to install nvm install 18.12.1 or O. I'll do 1. That's fine. And then nvm ls. Okay, nvm use stable. There we go. All right, so let's see now if npx is npx managed by node or by my environment? I also should update my default alias to 18 probably. I don't know. I have projects that require 16, I think, still. All right, npm. No, not npm. npx create -t3-app. See if this works today. Otherwise, I'll just yarn it. Full newest T3 TypeScript. Oh, see, this is why this is why I went back to 16. I can't use NextAuth with this, and I need NextAuth installed. I'm curious now what version that everybody else is using. So nvm plus remote grep 16. It's gonna give me a little bit more than what I want. Let's see here, nvm install 16.18.1. I don't know if I had that one yet, but I'm gonna use it. nvm use 16.18.1. All right, let's try this again. T3 TypeScript, all NuGet repository necessary. Yes, go ahead and run npm install. All right, let's see what happens. Holy moly, where is the morning gone? Yeah, if you're practicing Node.js for backend development, yeah, see, this is the error I've been getting. I wish I understood. Conflicting dependency. I need to submit this probably because nobody else seems to be having this problem, so I don't know what I'm running into or why I'm running into this. Because when I run npx create t3 app, let's see here, does that cache? Sorry, I was gonna say NextJS, the create t3 stack is a fantastic front end / back end combination. You get full type safety front and back. The database integration through Prisma is super sweet, very, very nice and easy to use relative to other tools that I have used. What else? Yeah, and then of course Tailwind, like even if you love or hate Tailwind, if you're looking for gigs or jobs, I would suggest at least getting familiar with it because it is used very heavily throughout the industry right now. This project will also get you super familiar with React if you're not already. What else? Yeah, it's just great overall. If you want like a standalone backend, I've really enjoyed using NestJS recently. There's some things about it that I still kind of struggle with. I prefer the way that this I prefer like the tRPC sort of setup, as far as creating backends like this. Plus, these get deployed, if you deploy them on like Vercel, they get deployed as like Lambda functions, so you don't have to have like a proper server. It does mean that you can't do things like run cron jobs and things like, that's one of the cool things about Nest is Nest.js has like cron job implementation like built in, so like you can set up your cron jobs like right in your code, which I think is super neat. But yeah, anyways, good opinionated way of creating APIs. Whether you do something like this, I would say like the create T3 model, while it is my favorite and by far the best way to develop a website like these, it's super capable, but it's much more niche. Like not nearly as many people use it. If I was creating a brand new project, I will always do this, but most of the projects that I get contracted to work on are usually either Next.js or React. And then they connect to either just a traditional backend like an Express server or Nest.js or something like that. Or they connect to like a Laravel, or maybe they're serverless and just connect to other people's services. All right, so I was trying to figure out where the context is coming from, which led me to running into this problem. I need to figure out, oh, that's what I was gonna look up. Does npx cache, does npx, or maybe just clear, I wanna search Google for this, npx cache. There's actually there's actually a package for that. How well used? It's here. Oh, it's got 17 stars. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'm gonna run some completely unknown. I don't have time to audit this. Wait, what is that? Let's see here. Oh, it's not on the screen anymore. There we go. Okay, and then did you just dump it? I mean, I could probably do that. It's probably gonna be huge. Oh, that's not bad actually. It's interesting, it doesn't show create T3 app in here. Maybe that's under npx. Huh. Kind of want to dump that whole folder, but I don't want to lose. I don't know what I might be losing. Let's dump it. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. By dump it, I mean I'm gonna move it. So we're gonna move it from npm to .npm.hold. All right, now let's try this again and see. Yes, I know it needs to install that. That is fine. We'll keep default. All. No. Yes. All right, this is already looking better. All right, well, I've got that folder as a backup if I find I've lost anything that I am missing, and if I haven't missed anything in a couple of weeks, I will just delete it. Hey, look at that. Okay, so the issue is with whatever version. I happened to just cache something that had an issue with it, so cv create t3 app latest. Let's pop this open in code and look at the router in here. So server wait, where's tRPC? Did I do something wrong? Where's tRPC? I installed tRPC, didn't I? Did it not? Create. Let's try this again. Okay, yep. TypeScript. I'm gonna say all, so that includes tRPC. Do not need a new Git repository, and yes, installing would be great. Wait, didn't I just delete? I just deleted. Oh, that was a different version. Darn it. Port. Wait, no, it doesn't. I'm so confused. But yeah, that's the right one. Okay. Again, I did not sleep enough last night, and I'm gonna have to take a break here and get another cup of coffee or tea or something because, okay, we validated everything is here. Oh, maybe that's what I did. I CD'd into the wrong directory. All right. That's all right. I didn't need the other one anyways. I did not sleep enough last night, which for once was more or less my own doing. I had some things I needed to finish for clients, and then when I got done, I was like, I'm gonna work on my website. And then I spent like all night doing that. Okay. So all of that to find out that context does indeed, all right, come from the query, and it's probably just styling that's been complaining about the whole time. All right, so get secret message. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Full screen. There we go. Get secret message. That is a public procedure that just returns a query, which does take CTX. Sorry, fixing formatting. And then I'm going to return a secret message. I'm going to delete this. I do need to include public procedure. That would help. And I need to include router. Now, CTX does not find session, probably because that's different now too. Okay. I feel like we're getting close though. So what are they calling this new one? Auth router? Let's go ahead and do that just to where's create protected router come from? Context. That was old. I don't need that anymore. I will rename this though. So in my routers, this is now just auth. That's the auth router, which we then need to include here. Just auth router. There we go. Okay. One more step forward. Our auth is complaining about the session, which is coming from context. Now I already copied this one, I think, from the other file. Let's just double check. There is no context in here. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong screen. There we go. And this is where the context is coming from now. Okay. And that should hopefully be configured correctly. Oh, I can look at the utils tRPC. Yeah, okay, so this is pretty significantly different than what we had before. So I'm going to put this in here. What is different? I want now I want to know. All right, so this had this before. Okay, so the router types was coming from get inference helpers, which is now coming from here. This all looks pretty much the same, and this looks, so it's mostly this part down here, and of course by proxy that includes. Let's copy these from over here and autofix. Okay, does that happen to change this? No. Okay, so we're still looking for why is context broken, and there is another bit of context that comes from somewhere else, and we're gonna find it at 0. Oh, where does this come from? If I go and look at, that's not gonna help me. That's not really gonna help me either. Look at there. All right, so this stuff is all correct now, in theory. All right, we don't need super JSON anymore. How close does our app match? Yep. Did I break something? Yep, I broke it. All right. Example and auth router. Yep, that's basically where I've got to. Same thing down there. Perfect. Okay, so this is good. That's fine. Now, okay, so they don't have common get server auth session, which is probably, so if I delete that, something's gonna blow up, right? Don't need that. What else is, yeah, so this is still definitely not happy. And that's because I don't have my context built correctly, but I'm not entirely sure where that's coming from yet. It's not the DB client. Oh, it's from, oh, they do have, it's from here, which I just deleted because I thought they didn't have it. I must have been looking in the wrong spot. All right, common, and we'll create a new file. No, that did not do what I wanted. That does not, okay. New file, get server auth session TS, and then I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna see where it is that this is being referenced over here. That is coming from restricted. Okay. Which is Pages API. Yep, and Pages API is somewhere we hadn't got yet. Ooh, that is different. Pages API. All right. So tRPC is probably important. Yeah, this is missing a lot of stuff now, including that create context. So tRPC. Yep, we're getting pretty close. So this is just included from a different spot. This is included from that. Nope. Didn't I just create that? Oh, but I didn't paste anything in there. That would help. All right. So now I should be able to, come on, exports create context, right? Nope, no it doesn't. Okay, where's create context coming from on this side? There we go. Which is coming from here. Create context was coming from, yeah, server tRPC. Server tRPC context. Do I not have? Yeah, I have server tRPC context. We got export. We got the const exporting. All right. So I should be able to. Maybe that's not the correct type, or not the type it's expecting. Let's just import it manually and see if it's just. All right. I've been having quite a few problems like this lately, where my autocomplete, my auto inserts just not finding the files for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening, but it's getting a bit obnoxious. All right, so if we look at, yeah, we got to get to app now. This is going to be coming down to it though. I think we're almost through, because I know, let's see here, this can be fixed really easy. This is trpc.example.hello.useQuery. That should fix that. Then I need to display it, so drop that in my main. h1 hello.data.greeting. Cool. Okay, so that should show up when we have everything working. All right, so what is complaining over here? So this is still complaining about the context, which is probably then coming from here maybe. Okay, so this doesn't exist anymore. I have to get that from somewhere else. Let's go ahead and look at, so this is our next app file. So pages app. Whoa, look how simplified they made it. This was all in here by default from before. Holy moly. I will embrace the simple. Let's do that. Except for I need to keep my layout. Okay, that's easy enough. I just have it header. Yep. Should self-close and footer. Okay. All right, so that did not fix context though. Session does not exist on type. Now let me go back, double check the auth router. Did I? Yeah, ctx.session. So this should, it's here, public procedure query, and this all looks almost exactly the same, but I'm just gonna, oh, geez. Okay, protected procedure. I totally missed that. Procedure. Protected procedure. Huh. See, autocomplete's not working again. Man, that would be super frustrating if I didn't know where it was coming from. Oh, maybe it's because it doesn't exist yet. That was the coming from .trpc. .trpc. Look at that. Okay, we're missing a whole lot because we have our router and everything and our public procedure, but then we've got this whole thing down here, which I didn't get out of the other file because I don't have auth in there. All right, so let's look at what this describes to us. So it's a middleware, and it's a t.middleware, and t is, yep, okay. T is the create context. Let's just clean that up so we can see what's an error and what's not. Oh, see, this is running into a similar issue where it's complaining that session is still not a thing, so I haven't found that yet. I wonder if I should just search, find in folder. So it looks like it's coming. No, this is the file that I'm in, and the only other place that it's referenced in this whole thing is here. Maybe if I fix these errors. No, that's not going to do anything, is it? I am 100% missing something, or something's being installed from the wrong place. Okay, these files are exactly the same now. This looks the same. Transformer is the same. Error formatter is the same. The router, const router is tRouter. We'll go ahead and do the same thing they did. So that's the unprotected procedure. And this is actually awesome because this is something that I am going to need for what I'm going to work on next. Because I'm going to do some protected routes, but I'm not using NextAuth. Is this a NextAuth problem? What version of NextAuth is in here? NextAuth Prisma adapter. It's just NextAuth. NextAuth 410. I think that's up to date. NextAuth 417. Yeah, it's close enough that I don't think that there should not be any major changes. Okay. Okay. So we're still hunting for context session. Where is that coming from? If not context session or not context authorized. Okay, so this is not. Is this not defining that then? If I restart the server, does it figure it out? Because this, no, yeah, it's still not. So this is actually, no. How does that work? Is it just passing it forward then? Because this looks like it's defining session from session. So where, this is chicken and egg, so where does it come from? All right, so our tRPC is the same, our context is still different. Okay, I'm missing something from here. And that was probably because I copied this file from the one that doesn't have NextAuth integrated. So they don't have the protected context, which looks like it is inside of here. All right, still missing something. Yep. Here. And the type. Okay, and then where does that type actually get? That's here. So I think that's replacing this, right? Create context options, because I'm creating my own context options. All right, and then I might be missing an import. All right, so I mean, all in all, this has been. I'm almost glad that the auto updater didn't work, because this has been super good to learn where all these pieces go so that I can create my custom auth provider. All right, I'm still missing something though. So these are basically the same, they're just in a different order. So it's 3, and then there's the get server auth session. I'm just curious if I copy paste this whole thing, does it still have the problem? No. Okay, so I do want to know what it is what's different. Because come on, let go. All right, so let's get the top lined up. I'll just copy paste this because I have all the same ones. Nope. Okay, that's where it's at. Session. Session's coming from NextJS, not. Okay, so this session is different. It's coming from NextAuth, and it includes, okay, so I'm gonna need to create my own session. All right. Does this mean it's gonna work? No, that's not what I want. This would be super cool if I'm working now. Did I close my local host? Oh, so close. Okay. We're almost there. tRPC, what's complaining in here? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Router's still saying there's an error somewhere. Maybe it just hasn't updated yet. All right, so router app, import app router. Which file is this in? Is it router? Is it the app dot? Oh, there is no app.js. I wonder if this is all. So your server, tRPC router. Sorry, looking. Where is this actually at? Because there certainly is no app.js. So, where is this at? It's in here. Yeah, so that looks like this file. All right, create end app, create context. Okay, so something in here. So create the next adapter. This saying it can't resolve this. Is that because I do not have, let's make sure that Node.js tRPC server. Let's let's spin up the development environment again. We've probably changed modules since loading. No, we're still getting in, yep, API, tRPC, this file, that it cannot import the app. Oh, app, because there's no app.js. Where did I copy that from? Yeah, there we go. And hello from tRPC. Well, that was an adventure. So that was quite a few different pieces that we had to update. I honestly don't know why this is still red. Restart my TypeScript server and see what happens. Hopefully that stays green now. So yeah, we can go through here and look a little bit. So we updated, we had to install TanStack React Query for some reason. Kind of want to greenfield, like do another project with just tRPC and not like the whole create T3 app and see what happens. So, but that's, yeah. Then we updated the compiler target to 2017. We made some pretty major changes to the app file, reducing things significantly. I think that like all these options still exist if we need them, but we don't need most of them anymore. They must be included. We had to change the way our endpoints were referencing the queries. We definitely changed some file locations. So we still have an app router and a create context, but the app router has been moved into a new folder. That's incidental. Create context has been changed significantly, but realistically just moved into a new folder. The get server auth session, let's see here, what are our changes there? So still doing the unstable server session. I think it's what auth options are coming from. I mean, honestly, this one's actually pretty similar. Like the major things, like we have auth options instead of next auth options. Wait, is that because we have, did we have other auth options before? I don't know. I don't know why they would have cast that. It's interesting. Or made an alias of it, not cast it. Anyhow, okay, so that one's not significant. Moved. So the context, I wish I could show these side by side because this one's definitely different. Create context. It's fairly similar. I really wanna. So context. So this is the deleted one. We have the context inner and the create contexts here. The include looks like it's a bit different. Yeah, definitely some changes in here. tRPC, this one's significantly different. We have now an app.ts instead of the index.ts, which I'm not sure if that's significant because there is no index in that folder. I wonder what was referencing that, which made them choose to move that to app.ts. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like there's probably something that was pointing at router that they needed to like import. I don't know. But this is definitely, this is where some of our real significant code changes happened because we're not chaining the router together anymore. We're building out an object with router keys as children. Our auth router, and both of these routers are fairly similar in that we are doing kind of same thing as the app router. We're not chaining it anymore. They are objects with keys. I like this better from an organizational standpoint, as well as the it enables significant performance enhancements. So a lot of this is solving some of the issues that larger applications had with tRPC. The problems came in the way the TypeScript was inferring the types and everything, that it would just bog down the TypeScript engine so much that and I don't know what the scale was, like how many endpoints do you have to have, how many different queries do you have to have before it starts lagging really bad, but I know that was a problem, and it's been significantly improved by this. So same thing here. We have our in the auth, I think notably there's now protected procedure, which carries a different context than the regular public procedures. So that's pretty cool. Let's go look at that real quick again. So this is just t.procedure, whereas the protected procedure is a t.procedure that is authed. And so that's building out this middleware. which is returning, yeah, the user in the context. So let's see here, this public procedure can have a session. It looks like what, a Prisma session? No, it's separate, I guess. It's got session and it's got Prisma. Oh, so we can still get Prisma from context. That's interesting. I wonder if there's a benefit to doing that over grabbing it directly. I feel like grabbing it directly means less inference, but yeah. All right, so this is awesome. Yeah, we looked at this. We looked at this. We updated that. This is massively different. So this, yeah, again, the inference changes. Oh, and this is also where they moved base URL. So this is one of those things that had been removed from our primary app, our page, like our NextJS file. So that's here now. In fact, so are the rest. So all of this stuff, yeah, a lot of this stuff moved from app. Okay, that's good to know. Cool. And the real change, or oh wait, what's the, oh yeah, I just deleted that. Let's commit, update tRPC v9 to v10, commit. Yes, not always, but yes. Publish that branch. Go into my GitHub. There we go. My website, which if you are curious, for whatever reason, my website is open source. I guess that's not technically the. I will probably do that at some point, but I don't have collaborators, and so it's not really necessary. Anyhow, yeah, for what it's worth, you can come here and check out the source code for my website if it's helpful. I am going to go ahead and create a PR. We'll just double check the files changed. Should be all the stuff we just saw. Yeah, alrighty. I don't need a review because I don't have reviews set up as a requirement because, again, it's just me. And I'm going to confirm the merge. And lastly, for cell, let's watch this compile. Because who doesn't love watching? Wait, why is it queued? Oh, because, oh, it, yeah. I mean, this would have been the safe way to do it. We can preview it first. Okay, confirm that it's working, and then we merge it. I actually didn't realize I had previews even turned on. So the preview deployment is good and is now building the primary deployment. So this came from the branch, the chore update tRPC version, and this is coming from main or master. All right. I think this is a really great point for me to go grab my cup of caffeinated beverage, and then I'm gonna come back and work on that custom auth that I was talking about, because that's the next piece. I'm going to create an auth adapter sort of deal for to use with Altura Guard. So I'm going to create like an Altura session. I still need to think a little bit more about, okay, sorry, just sidetrack for 1 second, make sure my website really is truly still up. Yay, look at that, it all looks exactly the same, but we know, oh shoot, I just deployed to production that hello from tRPC. Oops. It's in the index page. We can comment this out and comment this out and get rid of this. Yikes. Well, you all saw that. Whoa, get checkout. Was it master? I forget which branch I'm actually using. I think yeah, the default was master when I did it. That would be overwritten, would it? Interesting. Oh, that's right. I will abort my changes and just do these directly on master. I don't need a branch for this. Get checkout master. Get pull. I was like, why are those not there? Because I have not pulled these changes in yet. That merge was done on GitHub itself. And there we go. Get status. Yep. All right. Remove example query. All right. I'll sync this. This will build on Vercel automatically through continuous deployment, which is fantastic. I cannot believe how easy these companies are making things like this. Like the integration with GitHub, the just that merge requests within GitHub itself. So many things that, like, I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time, and the tools that have been available have advanced so much in the last just year or two that is incredible. It really, like, I can't even. I am grateful that I have like this underlying knowledge of like what's happening behind the scenes, because I used to have to set that up for like every project, but I am so happy that I don't have to deal with it every time anymore. All right, we're not doing that anymore. We don't need that anymore. We do probably still need that. I'm gonna hold on to those, although they probably could all be in like a folder. Let's see here. Add tab to group. Add this to the group. Right, added it. Yep. And this goes in there, and this goes in there, and I can just collapse the whole thing because I do not need it right now. And actually move it over here. Cool. All right. Done with this for now. Done with this for now. Done with that, and actually this. And then, oh, you know what? Actually, I probably will want that open because I might need to reference all the auth pieces because I did not include them in Dice of Gods. All right, so do I want to actually do this here, or do I want to do this in an empty, or I might just fork my last demo project? I don't know. I will think about that while I get my cup of coffee. Actually, it's probably going to be tea. I've been on a black tea kick lately. So, I'll be back. Okie dokie, and I am back. Make sure I'm all focused here. All right. There we go. So I have decided I am going to create this custom auth context in Dice of Gods, and then I'll probably end up doing it in a demo thing later. Not yarn. Although I do kind of want to update all of the tRPC stuff. Although that means that I would have to update the that other thing, that thing that we did that we were searching for, that the context that doesn't exist. Sorry, am I slouching more than usual? Oh, did something to my back. Don't get old, people. Not worth it. Yeah, yarn. Add. There a variable for this? I'm just on tRPC /*. I don't think that's gonna work, but no. Yeah, because that would, who knows what other stuff I'd be adding anyways. Client. And next. And React query. And server. Okay. Also, I apologize ahead of time. It's lunch. All right, so you should fail now. I'm assuming because of that thing that didn't exist, or that doesn't exist anymore. Huh. Well, that's strange that it's working. Maybe it's because I don't have the auth stuff installed anyways, and so whatever was broken between those versions. No, it was in there, wasn't it? Where was that at? Was it here? Maybe it doesn't. Okay. Ops is defined but never used. All right, so this is a file that we definitely need to look at, right? Because this is important for building our session. Keep hitting styles instead of server. tRPC context, right? Okay, so they have their own session that's coming from NextAuth, and NextAuth session just includes this user. I'm gonna go ahead and steal that because it's session or null. So we're gonna say type create context options is now, well, let's say type, let's export this, we might need it. Type session equals I don't know. Oops, yeah. So like that, except for equals, because this is that, not that. Oh, and default session user. Okay, so what's default session? Shoot, so session. What's default session? The default session has expires and just has more user details. This is user. How does that work? Is it overwriting it then? I was reading something the other day about interfaces, because like they're using interfaces versus types here, and it might be because of this collision stuff. TypeScript interface collision key collisions. Anyways, types don't have those collisions the same way. Which means if I did that all willy-nilly, session or null, session is session or null. Session is session or null. Okay. And then this default session included the expiration, right? Expires. Well, keep that. I'm okay with that. User, so it's user, which is this, and then expires, which is that. Where did they get their ISO date string from? Oh, it's just, are you serious? It's just a string. Somebody's probably like, I'm gonna come back to this later. So we're gonna say it is what it is and just call it a string. Or you could make it a date, actual date. Let's do that. It's a date. All right. So the next thing, is that we need to return not just Prisma, but the session. And then this significantly changes because this needs to get server auth session, which we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to create that, right? Where's get server auth as a common, get server auth session, right? So that's this. Let's copy this file entirely for now. Folder, common. I do not have this. So this is going to be different. Okay. That's where we're going to start to really diverge here. So we're going to look in our pages, API. Am I in the right? I'm in the wrong. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I need to be here anyways. I'm going to put this back over here and this one over here. So then if I look in pages, API, I do not currently have an auth. I'm going to create one. Auth. And we're going to call this auth guard. TS. And they do some sort of unwrapping there. Okay, so auth guard. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I feel like it's gonna expand auth guards, whatever the parameters are. It's gonna expand it into the file, but I'm not sure. And then we're not doing any of this stuff. I will need the Prisma adapter. No, that's different. right? Or is that more similar than I want to think it is? How does that next? Oh, that's the next auth thing. Yeah, I'm not. Nope, that's not what we're doing. However, now I'm more curious as to what. Now I have to figure out what it is doing. So what do we need to do though? We need to export auth options. It's a const. Been doing that a lot lately. Just trying to skip the const part. Does it need to have a callback? I don't know. What are we doing? What are we getting from here? We're getting auth options, which is this. And so unstable get server session wants to use these. So what is, oh, that's coming from NextAuth. I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. All right. I don't know if we're gonna need to, oh wait, am I deleting from the, no, this is right, okay. And this was Auth Guard. So, get server auth session. See, so these are coming from Next. And where is this getting called? Get server auth. Server auth. Right. Stepping back to here, it's getting the session. And so it expects the session, which is currently coming from this. Okay. So it takes a next API request and then passes back. So it's the request, the response, and then auth options. So request, response, and auth options, and it returns a promise of session or null. So is this where we need to build our own? And why are those options coming from boy, I'm having a hard time. From here to begin with, seems strange. I guess this is Pages API is API stuff. It's just strange that, like, what is the purpose of this folder? I feel like I think the auth has a couple of purposes. Primarily in dealing with OAuth, the OAuth workflow. So it's going to take the callback, it's going to provide errors, things like that. So we don't need to do that for what we're doing. So hold on a second, I'll Scala draw this and we can explain what we're going to do here. Scala draw. All right. So what we have, how do I want to draw this? So we have the login request. let's just assume that that is successful, or maybe it's a timeline. Oop. Let's try this as a timeline. We'll see how this works. So we got login request, and then assuming that that works, that's gonna store session in DB. Boy, that, yeah, that's a whole lot, because that's basically all that happens on that part. And so then it also passes back. Yeah, this doesn't make sense on this kind of graph. Sorry. Know what I'm doing. So we got login request, store session in the database. Oh, maybe that's how we do it. Client side versus server side. Let's try that. So this is client. Client. And this down here is server. With text says server. Server. There we go. Okay. So we got client, we got server. Okay. So login request, store session in DB. There we go. And then that passes back the session ID, and this stores session ID. All right. Now, the client makes a request. Say authorized request. Auth request. Let's just say request. This could be any request, right? Oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Oops. I was like, why is this not? No, that's not what I want to do. Sorry. These are all the wrong size now. Anyway, small. There we go. Request. So separately, separate event, not the same. And we're gonna validate the session ID. I mean, realistically, it's this. I serve data. I mean, if it's authorized, it's going to serve data. Well, this is serving data, but yes, we would say like vendor data, and we can say that serve data is down here. That happens after this. Anyhow, okay, so that's what we got. So what I need to do, so the part that I'm kind of working on right now is actually more this side of the workflow. And this part's kind of already done. Did this in a stream a few days ago. So if we look at our Altura router, we have this mutation, verify Altura Guard, which adds user, I mean, technically it can create a user, and then it also adds their session to the database. So I think I need to create like a separate session table, because this is going to get more complicated, I think, than what, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it simple. I feel like I'm going to end up creating another, like a new session table though, to store the session data in, even if it doesn't have that much stuff in it. Like, what does NextAuth have in their session table? It's just like, yeah, token, user ID, expires, and user, which these are intrinsically linked technically. So it's just the user, the session ID, and when it expires. So yeah, I guess the benefit to adding the session table is just, that I don't have to say session expires as the value. Plus then I can also have historical data. If it's on the user table, I can only ever have one record. And that record gets updated and overwritten, versus the session table, when this expires, I can just insert a new one. Regardless, I don't think I need this, because I don't have anything external to my application calling auth. I just go through tRPC directly to my router. Like I said, the reason Next has it is because they need to have it for OAuth callbacks and errors and stuff like that. And those are triggered by, or those are being called by the OAuth provider, you know, like Microsoft or GitHub or whatever, not internally. Because if they were internal, it would just be, I'm sure they would do it through tRPC too, or they'd find a way to port it through tRPC. I need to update my titles. Let's see here. Adding session manage, which I have 45 more minutes or so, and I got to get out of here. So just a heads up. And again, thank you everyone for dropping by. I appreciate it. I hope that this is useful and at times entertaining as I bang my head on the desk in frustration. Management to Place of Gods, tRPC, NextJS, AlturaNft. Sure. Okay. Sorry. Things I gotta do. I am definitely not a pro streamer. I've been enjoying doing this. But I am new to it, relatively. I used to make YouTube content. Hey, 360 degree. Hello, welcome. Moving, I'm to copy what I just put over here because that was fine. Hey, I'm doing well, thank you. Just doing some live coding today. just finished updating, the excitement of updating an application from tRPC 9 to tRPC 10, which taught us a lot about, I don't know, if you figure out how to get more viewers on a live coding session, you let me know. I've been just trying to tweet and provide valuable content, and we'll see what happens. Live code stream. I don't know. Live stream. But this is for developers. Tech Twitter. How many viewers are getting? I average anywhere between 0.4 and 1 point something. Yeah. But of course I just started streaming regularly like a week ago, so I do know algorithms in particular, or I don't know exactly how Twitches work, but most of the algorithms similar to Twitches heavily favor consistency. Hey, thanks, Leon. Yeah, I still have like a series or two that I kind of wish I could go back and finish, but it's just so far outside of what I'm doing right now. It's still something that one day I will do more of, I am sure, but right now I'm definitely focusing on well, my development business. So this is part of how I'm promoting it and learning more and networking, enjoying collaborating with other developers, and yeah, just building fun stuff. Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, there's still code involved, right? Just a lot less burning my hands with a soldering iron. What was I doing? So I got my title, I tweeted, I got to here. Right, so let's go ahead and I broke everything. So the main thing I need to figure out is what is this really doing? It seems to me that I just need to return, I need to take the request, I need to take these things and return the session from the database. I mean, it seems simple enough. I'm not doing that anymore. Get server side. So this was coming from Next. So what is the variable over here? It's a Next API request. Yeah. So let's just call it what it is. This is a Next API request. And this is a Next API response. And let's say, in the most simplistic of terms, like, can I just say Prisma, or wait, this would be, let's say const response equals, or session equals Prisma dot, no, see, why does this never import correctly? It's just, somebody figure out why Prisma never imports for me. And then when we do import Prisma, it looks like, yeah, so it is wrapped Prisma from, and then this would just be /db/, is it client? I know I screwed up last time. Yeah, client. All right, so now I have Prisma, so I can say Prisma dot character dot find unique. So how am I going to, so this is where, no, this takes an object, sorry, object of where, I'm gonna say this is a character, So if I want to secure this more, because right now I'm just creating a session ID and passing that back to the front end. I knew that that was a lazy way of doing it to begin with, and it was something that I wanted to address, but what does that really mean? It means that I'm going to have some sort of expiration on it. Right, so that means we are going and creating our table real quick. I still have this in SQLite. I need to create a proper database for this. Wait. Or maybe I did have it SQLite and I moved it to, did I? Sorry, I'm gonna pull this off screen just for a second because I'm gonna look at my end file and, okay, no, yeah, I moved that to, I created a local database for this. Okay, so I have real database going. So we can create our, which means I don't need these anymore. I'm gonna leave them there for now. Don't have time to mess with that. Session. So model session is something like that. Let's look at the way that NextAuth does it, because they, yeah, so I'm just gonna copy theirs, except for I don't have a user, I have a character, which is a character, character, and then character ID. There we go. Okay. Oh, what is it not happy about? Oh, right. That means that on my character, I need, so on the user, they then have session, yeah, an array of, we'll just change this to session and an array of session. Oh, right, but then I don't have this unique key, which is accurate because I'm not looking it up that way anymore. Which hopefully didn't break more stuff. I'm not seeing any of my other tool. Well, I haven't generated the client yet. We'll see what happens when I do that. Okay, so I have a new session object or session table linked to the character table. Let's generate this migration. So yarn prisma migrate dev, and we'll call this add session. Yeah, don't care. Add session. I wonder if that did that. Destroy my character. Why does that keep doing that? It should be 2 lines. Oh, just, yeah, okay, because session. Anyways, let's simplify this. I just want everything. Okay. Yep, character's still there. I'm always curious about how they do this. So as we can see over here, there is no array of session, right? Let's see, I should be able to refresh this and see session. Yep. Okay. So if I select all from session, this should have the key in it, right? So the character ID, and it creates the foreign key over here to this object, but nothing's actually stored on that table the way you might think based on the model. Okay. So now I have the session table. So, and it generated the client, so prisma.session. Oh, I probably need to reload the TypeScript server. Session, why is that? There we go, yep. Okay, so session.findUnique, where I guess where session token. Oh shoot, did I mean, that's fine. It's just different verbiage than what I was using. Okay, so session token. Maybe. Is that how I want to do it? I don't know. So then how do I set that? We'll figure it out, won't we? And so this is a session. Session. And I can include character. I think that would do it. So now when I query this, it'll grab the character, so I can include that because it's going to expect in the context that I pass back the user, right? Except for this is character, not user. So let's go ahead and update that character. We'll keep this at least consistent. ID is a string. You know what? I can just reference the character model from Prisma, because that's technically what that is. So session is the character, the expiration date. Interestingly, they're not returning the ID, or I guess you don't need it if you already have it, right? But I don't know, just interesting. Okay. Get server off session. And that's coming from, sorry, get server off session here. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Okay. And that's void because I'm not returning anything yet. Okay, so now I can return session, which is the full session. And let's see here. I guess I want to return what it's expecting. I can change it later if I want. So the model was expires. Which is expires. Okay. Okay, and that's, yeah, so that's from session.expires. And yeah, that is technically what I'm looking for. So session, what is complaint expires does not exist on, but it should. This session has expires. It's a timestamp. The session is find unique, which return the session. So it's a Prisma session and character. Yep, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Are you saying that session is, oh wait, no, it's session and character. This is what it's expecting. So okay, so this is where we're running awry here. Are those not exactly the same thing? Sessions coming from Prisma client. And that is exactly, that's my session. That's that. Prisma session. Is Prisma.session something? No, that can't be protected. Or like reused. No, yeah, because that wasn't even found before I put it there. Alright. Let's see what I can finish in 25 minutes here. Probably have to pick this back up later. No, it's not though. Get session from database. CTX. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I do like doing good documentation, but it's one of those things when you're in a hurry, what kind of things get pushed down the line. Luckily, this is mine, so I can be like, yeah, I'll come back to that. And maybe I actually will. All right. So back to the question. These are exactly the same. But it says it's missing ID, token, character ID, and expire. Yeah, it's like it says it's missing everything. Am I doing find unique wrong? Where include I mean, I'm doing this over here, right? Find no, in the character one. Find unique. Where and include. Yeah, this does exactly what I expected to. Oh wait, okay. It's not assignable to character, because this would be like a promise of that, not it directly, right? That's why we need to await, and this is going to fix everything. Because over in the router, this is not. No, this is an async. It's probably complaining about that. Nope, still not quite okay. Because it's or null. I'm fine with that. I mean, honestly, actually, I can get rid of this now. Main thing I was doing was asserting. And I can add optionals because they may not exist, or I guess what I can do. Nope, that's what I can do. So I will say if not session. Nope, I'm gonna throw a new tRPC decliner. I think that is correct. That looks fine to me. Except for something is unhappy. Usually I can do that too. Oh, because there's an extra quote. Sorry. There we go. Doesn't want to have a code. Oh, we had code as an option. Oh, that's right. Code is a string. All right. tRPC client error. How do I do that? Message options, and options can be. Let's see, message string options. I thought that there was a way to tell it not found. Let's see here. Throw. Where's the throw? Throw. There we go. Code. Yeah, code unauthorized. Okay. So that's just. Sorry. Sometimes. Oftentimes, Copilot is amazing. Sometimes it can. Sorry, I should have just copied that whole thing. Sometimes it can lead you in the wrong direction. Oh, this is just a tRPC error. It's not even a tRPC client error. I wonder if I should be doing that tRPC. I need to look up what is different. This is server side. I probably was using tRPC client error wrong the other day, actually. All right. So if there is no session, we're going to say unauthorized and failed to retrieve session. Otherwise, see now our undefined TypeScript's not complaining about whether or not it's undefined anymore because we have asserted through our error here that it is definitely defined if it makes it to that point. All right, so going back to context, this is working now. But I do need to change our login because this is now going to be an object. Do I create or upsert? I guess if you're logging in, it's because you don't have a valid one. I'm good with that. And we're going to say, yeah, okay. Wait. The right way, yeah. Session create, dice create. Oh, does this need to be? This probably needs to be an array because it is. Yeah. And in this, complaining that it doesn't have enough new stuff. So, yeah, sure. Let's say it expires in 7 days. That seems arbitrary and arbitrary enough. And then so I've got the character expires, the token, the ID will be auto-generated. I think that might actually do it. And then the update. So this is if there already is a character, it's still going to do the same thing. So it's got session there and we just need to redefine it like this. Cool. And technically I could create like, I don't know, this whole object outside of here so that I'm not duplicating it. Session create. Let's do that. And we'll call this const create new session equals this. Equals this. Is that right? We have an object. Oh, but it'd have to be a function. All right, sorry. This has officially gone into cleanup tasks. Which, if I want to remember to do centralize create session logic. Okay, I'm fine with this, except for this can go, I guess, up here then. Okay, so that should create my session. If then I don't have one, so the next thing I need to do, what's broken in character? Yes. This is going to be our first protected procedure. Excellent. Okay, so don't worry about that yet. Although we're almost there, I think. I hope. So where was the protected procedure at? Let's see here. That was defined in protected procedure in the auth router. No, it's used in the auth router. It's defined in tRPC. Okay. So we need to look at this. So let's go over to our tRPC. I don't know what we call this. Is this the router, master router, main router? All right, so public procedure is that, which we're replacing. Oh. So should I not be throwing my own unauthorized error and I let the middleware handle it? This is character though. Yep. And this is character. I guess. I don't know. I will follow their pattern because I don't know better. So we'll do this and we'll just return undefined for those. Oh, hey, I got a new spammer. I love spammers. Block. I don't know which one is, do I want to block just on YouTube, block on Restream, block on both? Can I do both? Cool. Spammers make me feel like I'm important because they're like, this guy's got like 1 or 2 viewers at any given point in time. They're gonna want to see our spam. Sorry, not trying to chew in everybody's ear. Okay. Okay, so what's this complaining about now? So saying date or undefined is not compatible. Do I just, I guess that's fine, right? Because the middleware is going to determine whether or not it cares. And then that means that I can say this is the protected procedure. And let's see here. How does this work? Because I guess I say, I need to pull context, right? Because this mutation can return context along with the input. And then I'm not taking, how does that work? So we've already validated the session ID, but we didn't validate that it matches the wallet address, or did we? Because I guess we looked, well, no, because we're accepting this. So if I just run these out of context and set instead, so we say wallet address is, and because and that is validated, right? Because that looked it up from our token, and we just need to make our token more secure. So it's interesting that this is saying that it's possibly undefined. And that's because this, but it shouldn't be possible for it to be undefined because it should throw an error before it gets there, right? So let's, so I pulled that from the context here, because this could be session or null, right? So this is session or null, but the session, if I do have it, I mean, should have these, which means this is going to complain because either one of those could be bad. It and it's saying that because I throw my error. Wait, where was I throwing the error? Shoot. We looked at where'd it go? The tRPC, so the middleware. Is throwing the error, but the middleware, okay, so the middleware doesn't, it's already passed through all of that code before it gets there. I mean, it seems to me like I should just oh, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I can't have it here. Sorry, I need to get the right window open. I cannot have it here because I might, yeah, this gets in between everything, and I still need to be able to log in and without a session. So yes, session could indeed be null or undefined here, but create context inner. Let's see here. So wait, was this the get server session? What does this return exactly? Besides being a promise, get server session returns promise of session or null. And session could have a user or not. Default session could have user or not. It can, but does have an expiration. That's okay. So going back to my context, create context inner. Is this the same? So this session could be session or null. Whereas I have aha. I need to return null. From sorry, here. So we'll say if not session return null. Yeah. Copilot had it right to begin with. Now if I come back over here, it is no longer complaining because this is going to be session or null. And it has the actual type because it's coming from this. That is the expected type. So I could say, oops, sorry, find unique. I mean, that is that session. Oh, I guess because I'm returning this, not this, right? And I can't say as session. I mean, do I just return session? I guess I'm returning more than I need, which is kind of bad practice. But it makes it a whole lot more clear what I have here. But then I'm passing the whole character model around when well, I was anyways. Only passing a couple extra session details like the token. I don't know if that ends up being, does that end up being like a security issue? I don't know. That would require further study. Okay. I'm not having any errors here. So now we're saying, yeah, so this is happy now. So we got wallet address where coming from the session, which was looked up. And so then we just have to figure out, so how is the session, that cookie, how's that cookie getting set? This is important suddenly. I probably need to look up, what is it? I guess next JS set cookie. I could use something called cookie cutter. What does NextAuth use? Their own thing. Let's see if they've got a library that they use already, because they would already be in my npm. Let's see, a cookie? No, there's nothing cookie there. So let's just search their whole repo for cookie. Okay, so we got cookie option from cookie. I thought that they didn't have. Am I looking in the wrong place? Do I need to be looking in? No, not packages. So this is for this repo, which would then produce. Sorry, let's go back to cookie, because that seemed like exactly what we wanted. So okay, that comes from cookie. So if I step back to here, step back to here, step back one more. There we go. This is exactly, so this has something called cookie. Yeah. So let's check npm for that, npm JS, because if they're using it, it'll definitely serve our purposes. Cool. Let's use cookie. And like I said, you know, it's already included in our repositories because they've included it. So if I look in like my node modules, I'm gonna find cookie is in here somewhere. Cookie jar. Interesting. Where's cookie itself? Is it not actually included the same way? I thought it was right in there. So NextAuth. I don't have NextAuth. I don't have NextAuth installed. It's not already there. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. Because yeah, I don't have NextAuth installed, and so they don't have their dependencies aren't installed. Add cookie. Cool. And so if we look at, sorry, I'm jumping around a lot. Let's go back to where cookie was. So from cookie, we got serialize, and parse. Oh, I gotta get out of here. So, yeah. Thank you all for dropping by. I appreciate it. I hope you got something out of this. I will pick this back up later on. I don't know if it'll either be in a couple of hours or like tonight, one way or another. I need to come back to this and finish, so I shall. All right, well, take care everyone, as always.